good old boy from your local town. Jack Evans Show is right now. He's just a good old boy. Don't touch that dial. WMBS Radio in Uniontown. Always worth listening to.
Always worth listening to.
Home car or the internet. Always something new. Never know what to expect.
Never know what to expect.
From that good old boy in Uniontown. Tune in 590 AM on your dial. He's just a good old boy from Uniontown. Jack Evans Show is right now.
Good evening, everyone. Jack here. I'm here till 6 o'clock this evening. And in my first hour, I have the very talented Carlotta Holton waiting on the line. And before I get to her, I have to give a prize away. But tonight we'll be talking about pet superstitions. But first, let me give away this prize so I can get to Carlotta. There's nothing like taking a hot, fresh-baked pizza out of your oven, and with Pillsbury pizza crust, it's easy to create a one-of-a-kind pizza that your family will love. And with Pillsbury pizza crust, you can customize the crust any way you like. Garlic, butter, Parmesan. The aroma and taste will have the family loving your homemade pizza creation. So unleash your homemade pizza creativity and create pizza the whole family will love. Pick up Pillsbury pizza crust today, found in the refrigerated dairy section at the store. Here is today's prize. It's a Pillsbury pizza crust will help you dinner when you win this large pizza pan that features a perforated bottom that'll keep your customized pizza crust crisp and delicious. Retail value, $25. Once again, it's a Pillsbury pizza crust that will help with your dinner when you win this large pizza pan that features a perforated bottom that'll keep your customized pizza crust crisp and delicious. Once again, the retail value is $25. Okay, here's the question you have to answer to win this prize. And if you won something in the last 30 days at WMBS, you can't win this prize this evening. Which state produces more than 250 million pounds of garlic each year? Is it A, Texas, B, North Carolina, or is it C, California? 724-438-4593 is the number here, and you can win this nice prize. Retail value $25, and boy, the lines are all lit up this evening. Okay, let me take this caller right here. Whoop. Hi, you're on with Jack.
Hey, this is Fabian. How you doing?
Okay, Fabian.
Am I allowed to win a prize if I guess the right answer?
Yes, you are, Fabian.
Oh, wow. Well, being, hanging around out in California for a lot of years, let me guess C. Is it California?
It is California.
All right. Well, just put Fabian down, and I'll stop, and we'll talk. I'll shake hands with you.
Okay, Fabian.
Give you an autograph, and the whole 9 yards.
Okay, maybe Andy Garcia is listening too.
Oh, that's good. He's a friend of mine.
All right, dear Fabian.
Yeah, maybe I'll share the pizza with him.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, of course, I don't think that was Fabian, but I do know who that was. Regular listener here to the Jack Evans Show. Okay, well, let me get to my guest right now, who has been patiently waiting, and that is Carlotta Holton, the very talented Carlotta Holton. And Carlotta, how you doing this evening?
Well, how are you?
Doing fine, thank you very much. Did you know that answer?
No, I did not.
Okay. It was lots of garlic, that's for sure. I don't like garlic on my pizza.
No, I don't either.
How about the anchovies?
No.
I don't either. Just pepperoni, mushrooms, onions, that'll be fine.
Right, that sounds good.
Okay.
Plus you have to remember that I'm the one who wrote Vampire Resurrection, so I'm not going to be too pro
Oh, that's right. Yes,
right?
that's right. And listeners, Carlotta, for our listeners, give out your website that they can go to and look at all the awards. I can't count them all anymore.
Oh, my goodness.
All the writing awards you've won.
It's www.holton, that's HOLTON, horrorandmore.com.
Okay. And this evening we're going to be talking about pet superstitions, but also an interesting story that's, I guess, partly true, that comes from your book, Touching the Dead.
Right. Actually, it predates Touching the Dead. When I was writing for the New York Times, the Jersey Weekly section, I did a story about the old tradition of making the Ukrainian pisanki eggs, and that's spelled P-S-Y-A-N-K-Y. And it's a tradition, and I had interviewed this woman, and I for the life of me, I don't remember how I got in touch with her, but I made contact with her and did an interview, and she told me the story that I'm about to tell you. And, of course, I took that and embellished on it in my book. So what happens in the story of the book is not exactly what happened in her life, so I want to make sure that's clear. But, they have a tradition where they create these eggs. And if you think of the famous Fabergé eggs, you know how intricate the designs are and everything. Yeah, absolutely. Well, the Ukrainians had this particular custom that they would do, and they would take the eggs and they would let the eggs dry out, boil the eggs and make sure they were, wiped clean, and then they had different colors that they would use. Now, years and years and years ago, before we had such things as formal dyes, they would just use onions or beets and buckwheat, filling them in tin cans on the back of the stove, and use that as dyes because that was as close to nature as they could possibly get. And there were significant symbols that they would create on the eggs and even the colors. Like, for example, you would want to leave some white on the egg for purity and goodness. Anyone who you were giving, let's say you were giving it to a very passionate person, someone who's very excitable, who's very enthusiastic with life, you might want to put some red on there. However, if you know someone who's kind of cool and very hesitant and resident in their life, you might want to add blue. Mm-hmm. But the one thing you absolutely have to put on there is the color black. Now, that's not to say they create entirely black eggs, but there must be some either swirl or a pattern or star or something that has black, because black is for remembrance. And the reason this goes way back that allegedly there was a monster that was tied to a cliff that waits in its lair to destroy the world. And every time someone makes a pisanki egg, a chain is a link to a chain is added to this long, long chain, and it holds down the monster. Now, as long as you keep making the pisanki, the world is safe. But if they stop the tradition of making it, then the monster will break free and the world would end. So, and it's quite a complex thing where they use hot wax and beeswax to do the design. Uh-huh. But the superstition is this, and this superstition is true. I'm not saying anyone practices it, but of course in this story, I'm inclined to indicate that. But Good Friday, they will place these eggs, 2 or 3 eggs, on the grave of a loved one. Huh. Now, allegedly, if they come back on Easter Sunday and the eggs are completely intact, that means the soul of the departed one is resting comfortably and he's found a home in heaven. However, if they come back and the eggs are crushed or mangled or whatever, uh-huh, that means that they need to go to church and pray for that soul because it's not at rest. Now, those who subscribe to the more practical, rational side of life might say, well, the birds could come or the squirrels and eat them and munch them, and that would throw out the whole theory completely. But yeah, that's what they do believe. Now, I don't know necessarily that they're still putting them on the grave, but that was the original intent. So that's kind of my little Easter story. Isn't that interesting?
That is very interesting. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that in your book, Touching the Dead, but I didn't know that it was based on
a real story.
A real story. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, it really was.
Yeah, and you know, Carlotta, Touching the Dead. Now you're coming out with a
new one.
Touching the Dead. Like, it's not called Touching the Dead 2.
Yeah, well, it's called Touching the Dead ... again.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Because that Touching the Dead, I you know, and listeners, I had Carlotta Holton back. Geez, how long ago was that when that book first came out? Now.
Oh my goodness, I can't even tell you. Well, I think you did Salem Pack too, and that was like 2005, so it's been a while. Yeah,
but that was a very entertaining book. I mean, all the different stories from all the cultures. And listeners, I really recommend, if you really like that kind of stuff, go on Carlotta's website, and you can still get that book. Is that correct, Carlotta?
Absolutely, yes, you can.
And give out, I'm not sure if you gave out your website or not.
Yes, I did, but I would be happy to say it again. It's www.holton, and that's HOLTON, horrorandmore.com.
Yeah, and I can't wait for the second one to come out because I enjoyed the first one so much. And that book won an award.
That won quite a few awards,
yes.
Yeah, it did very well. It's kind of an unusual idea. It's a collection of short stories based on ethnic superstitions, and some of them, it originated, of course, with my father because he was part Czech and part Russian, and I grew up with a lot of superstition, including the title there, Touching the Dead. And then when I did travel writing abroad and on my own, and I would meet people and, of course, ask them about their superstitions, and was very surprised to find that there were superstitions that were the same but just called something different.
Yes.
And there were also superstitions that were the same and also ones that were completely different and indigenous to that geographical area. So it was just, I feel it's a Pandora's box. It just keeps giving, I mean, there's so many superstitions, and every single culture and ethnicity has some sort of superstition. And what I added in this new book, which I think is exciting, I have a chapter called Slaves to Superstition. And I list and give some examples of people who believe in them, including U.S. presidents, rock stars,
great,
sports figures, and I name the names and say what their superstitions are.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, so it's just not, a bunch of old people that believe in superstitions. It's like so many people, from presidents.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes it a little bit unique.
When's that going to possibly be out?
I'm hoping by this Halloween.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, that has to happen so I can have you on.
Of course.
That's when your books break.
That's when the publisher likes to
to release them. Yeah.
It's in keeping with the situation. So.
Oh, fantastic! Hey, Carlotta, I have to take a break, but before I go on that break, set the listeners up here what we'll be talking about when we come back.
We're going to be talking about pet superstitions for pet lovers, including birds, cats, dogs, and horses.
Okay, and so we'll be right back. So listeners, please stay with us. 590 WMBS.
You want to buy? Uniontown Toyota wants to sell, and this is the perfect time. Spring is right around the corner, and Uniontown Toyota's deals are mind-blowing. Plus, the totally redesigned 2013 Avalon and RAV4 are here. 0% 60-month financing is available on 9 Toyota models and cash back as high as $2,750. Uniontown Toyota has special leases that charge pennies on the dollar for interest calculations. 2013 Sienna or 2013 RAV4 only $299 per month. A 2012 Prius liftback, $1,000 cash back or 0% 60-month financing. A new 2013 Tundra 4x4 double cab, only $29,143 or $298 a month. And all Toyotas come standard with Toyota Care, a complimentary 2-year 25,000-mile maintenance plan. Your friends and neighbors who have already purchased vehicles from Uniontown Toyota understand why they are continually voted the area's best import dealership. You owe it to yourself to buy your next vehicle from Uniontown Toyota, Route 40 West past the Uniontown Mall. See dealer for lease details.
Davis & Davis have been helping people with their legal matters since 1976. Voted Pennsylvania's super lawyers, they provide hometown service, professional advice with a personalized touch, no matter what legal problem you may experience.
Hi, I'm attorney Jack Purcell of the law firm of Davis & Davis. At Davis & Davis, we are proud to represent our township supervisors and borough councils in their efforts to ensure the public health and safety, whether that involves projects to construct sewer and water systems, to provide clean and safe drinking water, or challenging land uses that threaten our way of life and the peaceful enjoyment of our properties. Davis & Davis, a team of professionals committed to protecting the health and safety of our communities, with offices in downtown Uniontown and on Thornton Road in Brownsville.
For injury claims and other legal needs, contact Davis & Davis, 724-437-2799. Davis & Davis are your hometown professionals working for you.
Chris Kunitz of the Pittsburgh Penguins, WWE wrestling star John Cena, country music legend Hank Williams Jr., and Brian Kano of The Haunted Collector. You may be wondering what these people have in common. Aside from being well-known athletes and celebrities, through their kindness they have granted wishes for Unity, a Journey of Hope. Unity, a Journey of Hope grants wishes to adults with life-limiting illnesses. Have you ever wished to be someone, travel somewhere, meet someone, or do something? Unity, a Journey of Hope strives to make such wishes come true. Donate, volunteer, or sponsor a wish today. Visit them on the web at www.unityajourneyofhope.org. That's www.unityajourneyofhope.org. Unity, a Journey of Hope, changing one life, one wish at a time.
CareerLink is your one-stop resource for employment and training-related services. Visit CareerLink and you'll have access to many programs and agencies for assistance with economic, educational, and job-related needs. For more information on all the programs available to you, contact CareerLink at 724-434-JOBS. That's 724-434-JOBS.
In the nation, they go by Guardian, Lifesaver, and Friend. At Nationwide Insurance, we just call them agents. We put members first because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation that cares.
Nationwide is on your side.
Contact your local Nationwide insurance agent, Gene Scrivonic in Uniontown, to learn more about how you can join the nation.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio, subject to underwriting guidelines, review, and approval.
Okay, we are back. Jack here with you, and Carlotta Holton is my guest for my one and only hour this evening. We'll be talking about pet superstitions, and this is some pretty interesting stuff, Carlotta.
I think so.
Yes. What do you want to start out with?
I think we'll start out with birds.
Oh, birds. Okay.
Remember Alfred Hitchcock and the birds?
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. Some things I don't think of right away, but something just popped into my head, and I remember this as far as a superstition. A lot of people feel that having a bird in the house is not a lucky thing. And I remember my father bringing home a bird for me. I think it was a parakeet. It was so long ago. I must have been about like 8 or 9.
Uh-huh.
And my mother said, "Oh, don't keep the bird in the house. It's going to be bad luck. Somebody's going to get sick or somebody's going to die." I remember that. And lo and behold, I guess a month after we had it, I was, the night before, I was practicing tumbling in the house, in the living room, because we were learning it in school, in gym. And that morning, I got up, and I had such excruciating pain in my side. My mother says, "Oh, you did too much, you exerted yourself." Well, it turns out I had a raging fever. I was having a appendicitis attack.
Oh, jeez.
And I had to have my appendix out. And I come back. I was in the hospital. Back then, you were in for like a week.
Yeah.
And you had stitches, and I had to take them out. Now they've got dissolving stitches and laser surgery, and,
You're in and out.
It's a quick thing. But back then, back in the colonial days when I was a child.
That's what you're making it sound like.
I know.
It wasn't that long ago.
That's why I had to add that. Anyway, I came home, and the bird was dead.
Oh.
And I think it was because my mother didn't like it and just didn't take care of it while I was in the hospital. But, then she says, "See, I told you." But anyway, people have, for a long time, have had superstitions about birds. And there's one that if a bird flies into your house...
I've heard this one, yes.
Right, that it's going to foretell an important message, something significant's going to happen. But if that bird happens to be white, it's foretelling death.
Ooh.
So you really don't want to,
Yeah.
have a colored bird's fine if it's black or blue or red. That's okay. A brown wren, but not a white bird. This one I think is hysterical, and I'm sure every one of your listeners has heard this one. I don't happen to subscribe to it, but bird droppings that land on your head are supposed to be good luck.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Oh,
I've had that happen to me.
Me too. I was sitting out at the shore house, and all of a sudden I felt something wet in my hand. I put my hand on my head, and there was all the white,
Yeah.
gook, and I thought, how is this lucky?
Yeah, how is that lucky?
I don't know. Is it better than stepping in it? Or
maybe that's the luck of it. Yeah.
But that's a pretty common one. I'm sure everybody's heard of that one.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how that originated.
Probably somebody didn't want to make, somebody got, hey, don't be so upset about it. That means good luck.
Yeah.
They're probably trying to calm somebody down.
well, that or the only thing I can think of is that, you want birds in your garden to help pollinate things along with the bees and everything.
Yeah.
And if there's no birds, then, that's not a good sign. So perhaps it's good to have birds, and along with the birds comes the droppings. So I don't know. But it's interesting. A lot of the farmers feel that the direction the birds come from also has some kind of significance. For example, a bird that comes from the north means tragedy.
Ooh.
But yet from the south, that means it's good for your crops.
Oh.
If it flies in from the west, it's good luck. And from the east, it means good lovin'.
Well, I guess that'd be important to a farmer.
I guess so. Especially pre-television.
Yeah.
Now, if a blackbird nests in your house, makes it like under the eave of your house, that means a whole year of really good fortune and monetary gain.
Oh, okay.
So we got to go out looking for some birds.
Yeah, nothing in there about if they nest in your chimney, huh?
Well, that's not too good.
Yeah, all right.
For a lot of different reasons. I had a friend who had that happen, and after the bird came in, there were a bunch of bats, and she's sticking a broomstick up the chimney to get them out, and they flew in her hair, and she was, like, freaking out.
Hey, Carla, we have a caller. Maybe they have a superstition, okay?
Terrific.
We'll go ahead and take his call. Hi, you're on with Carlotta.
Hello, how you doing?
Good.
Hi.
Hey, the only way I could figure that a bird going on your head that makes you lucky is that we're just lucky that cows don't fly.
That's good, yeah.
Smaller deposit, huh?
There you go. That's good. Yeah, you're lucky it wasn't a cow.
Right. Okay, I just thought I'd mention that.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to look at it, right, Carlotta?
Well, this is true.
Yeah, it
right?
could have been a cow.
Like I said, it's a smaller deposit. Imagine the other.
Oh, my goodness.
Gosh. No.
Well, you got okay, we got a blackbird, which I always see a lot of those.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about maybe like a bluebird or a different colored bird?
Well, bluebird and redbirds, if they cross your path, you're going to get really good news from a loved one.
Oh, okay, good.
Either they got a raise or inherited money or something really very positive.
Okay, good.
Now, this is funny that because I think of feathers going along with Indians, remember, with their headdresses and money?
Yeah.
But there are certain Native American tribes that believe that eating turkey would cause them to lose their courage.
No kidding. Wow.
It doesn't make too much sense to me because usually they make these elaborate headdresses showing all the battles and the how they've conquered a lot of nature, killing animals and stuff, but not turkey. They don't. So. Now, one thing you should never do is harm a robin's nest.
Yeah, this my grandmother told me this one.
Because you'll be struck by lightning.
Yeah. That's little bad boys. Stay out of those nests.
Mm-hmm.
I did hear that one, yeah.
Did you have a lot of them in that property there? A lot of robins? Or?
Yeah, a lot. Yep.
Okay. Now, if you have a hen that enters the house, like if you're on a farm or whatever, it's an omen that a visitor is going to arrive, someone that's totally unexpected.
Wow.
And, of course, everybody, I think, knows that if you hear the rooster crowing 3 times between sunset and midnight, it's an omen of death, and all you have to do is look to the Bible.
I've heard of that one too, yeah. Yep.
So, see, there's a lot of these that you've heard of, and, you know, when I mentioned pet superstitions, you didn't really think that there would be a lot, but there's a lot of common that we just have accepted into our culture and not even think about anymore.
Yeah, is there anything about an owl? Because I've heard the superstition about an owl.
That was my next thing. I didn't realize this, that if you hear an owl hooting, it's very bad luck.
Oh, wow.
But
you hear a lot of them hooting at night. Man, I'm not going to listen.
Earplugs, you know.
Yeah.
But there are a number of ways to combat that bad luck. They say that if you put irons in your fire,
okay,
or if you throw salt, hot peppers, not regular green peppers, but the hot peppers, or vinegar into the fire of a fireplace, then the owl will get a sore tongue and hoot no more.
Jeez.
Now you can also, this is amusing, the other way to deflect that negativity of the hooting owl is to take off your clothes, turn them inside out, and then put them back on again.
I knew a friend that came home that way. He went out one night with his clothes on the right way, and he came out home, they were inside out.
Oh, boy, I wonder what kind of owl he made up with, huh? That was a real hoot, huh?
Oh, jeez.
Now, the other interesting thing is people find it fascinating. I know a lot of places in this one particular Isola di Bella, which is an island in Italy, near the border of Switzerland in Lake Maggiore. They have this mansion, and they have the peacocks running wild. And you just go to different preserves around the country, and you see peacocks, you know, because of their beautiful plumage, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you stop to think about it, but a lot of people shrink away from that because if you look at the end of the feathers, there's an evil eye.
You're right, there is, yeah.
Right, you don't think about it.
Yeah, you're right, yes.
Right? So
yes.
is nature trying to tell us something? The superstitious might believe so, right?
Yes. Oh, that's all right, okay.
Now, for our single women out there looking for a mate, if a mockingbird flies over your head, you'll be married within a year.
What if a mockingbird flies over a single woman's head and poops on her?
She'll be married within the year.
What if they poop on her? What's that mean?
Then she's lucky and married, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know if that works for a single man, like one of your people that work there, right? Is he still single?
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Now, we don't have them around here, but in Norway, when they hear a loon, you know, an L-O-O-N, calling in the evening, it's a prediction that someone's going to drown very soon.
They make an eerie sound, too.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I heard many of those up in Canada.
The Aztecs used to believe that hummingbirds were actually a good thing to see because they were the reincarnation.
Oh, that's good. I see a lot of those.
Yeah, reincarnation of warriors that were killed in battle.
Huh. As a hummingbird.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. You think they'd maybe thought they came back as an eagle or something?
Yeah, or a lion or something big, right?
But they come back as a hummingbird.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. All right. Hey, Carlotta, we got to take our last break of the evening, and maybe we come back. I know there's got to be a lot of stuff about cats.
Yeah.
All right, so listeners, please stay with me. Carlotta Holton is my guest, and we'll be right back. We're talking about pet superstitions, so don't go away. 590 WMBS.
I am afraid. I don't know where to turn. What if my health gets worse? How can I afford medicine? I want to be independent. How can I get my life back?
You are not alone. Many senior citizens share the same fears as they get older. Senior Life has compiled a report, The Top 10 Fears of Senior Citizens and How to Overcome Them. This report will give you strategies and solutions on how you can stop the fear and get your life back. To get this life-changing report, call Senior Life Uniontown today, 724-434-5433.
It's good to know there are solutions out there that can help me. I don't have to worry anymore, and I have a plan for my health and for my future.
Stop living in fear and learn how you can take control. Call Senior Life today, 724-434-5433. That's 724-434-5433.
Go to Ford of Uniontown and trade me in.
Look and you'll see there's a whole new Ford for you and me.
Folks, have you seen the freshest lineup in the automotive industry? The all-new Fords at Ford of Uniontown. For safety, fuel economy, the newest technology, and resale value, we won't be beat. And Truck Month is still going on at Ford of Uniontown. We've got over 75 F-Series on the ground with up to $10,000 off on select units. So bring us your best deal and we'll beat it. Before you purchase that cheap imitation, compare the new Fords at Ford of Uniontown. Unless, of course, you think big rodents driving in a car commercial is safety, technology, and resale value.
Oh, it's time to drive a Ford again.
Demand more from your vehicle and your dealer. That's Ford of Uniontown, top of the hill across from Walmart. 724-425-5980 or FordofUniontown.com.
Choosing a physical therapy provider after surgery is not an easy decision. Make the local choice, NovaCare Rehabilitation. NovaCare is a leading provider of rehab services for the Uniontown area. They develop individualized treatment plans to assist you on your road to recovery. NovaCare Rehabilitation is also the athletic training provider for your Uniontown Red Raiders. Their facility is located on 97 Delaware Avenue. Call 724-437-0556 and let NovaCare return you to activity at home, work, or play. You have a choice. NovaCare. Recovery starts here.
Hi, I'm Chef Mario Pareca. Join myself and Bill Alexander for the Mario Cook Show every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. on your local station, 590 Radio WMBS. The Mario Cook Show is being served up by the Big Barn Country Store and Deli, Pareca Chiropractic Center, Inc., 4th Street Barbecue, and 30 East Main. So remember to cook, eat, and be happy with Bill and myself every Saturday morning on 590 Radio WMBS.
Eddie's Tavern and Grill, located on Francis Street just off Morgantown Road in Uniontown, is now open 7 days a week under new ownership. Eddie's features 12 new HD flat screen TVs, great grilled food and wings, a clean non-smoking atmosphere, and Monday through Friday happy hour specials from 4 to 6. Eddie's daily specials include $9 beer bucket sundaes, 12-ounce New York strip for $11.95 on Monday, 50-cent wings and $6 pitchers of Yingling on Tuesday, and $1 off burgers and a free side of fries on Wednesday. Eddie's Tavern, where good friends meet.
Penguins hockey returns to WMBS on Tuesday as the Penguins host the Washington Capitals. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30 with the opening face-off set for 7:30. Penguins hockey is brought to you by Uniontown Toyota, Linda Cordero, the Smart Choice for Judge, the Mallory Fulmer Company, Autoland Hyundai, Paul Shipley for Orthodontary, Route 21 Furniture, Armstrong, attorney Anthony Dodola, and Ford of Uniontown. That's the Pens and Capitals, Tuesday at 7:30 here on WMBS.
Okay, we are back. Jack Evans here, and Carlotta Holton is my guest. Wrapping up the last few minutes of the Jack Evans Show, talking about pet superstitions. And Carlotta, before we get back to that, talking about probably the most animal that has most of the superstitions surrounding it is cats. But once again, give out your website.
Yes, it's www.holtonhorrorandmore.com.
And listeners, please go to her website. A lot of nice stuff on there, interesting things, and you'll be able to find a listing of all of her books. And she's won many, many, many awards for her writing, so they're excellent books. So please visit her website. All right, Carlotta, let's get on to cats, because I know there's got to be a lot about cats.
There's a lot about cats, and if you recall, the Egyptians worshipped cats.
Yeah.
They were, very big.
They found mummified cats in these.
Yeah. And they're found in their hieroglyphics and in their different gods. So it was very, very pronounced. They were very involved with cats. But I guess the most common one people think about is if a black cat crosses your path.
Yeah.
Supposedly the original intent was that Satan is watching you. And they also say that if you want to reverse the bad luck curse of a black cat crossing your path, you should first walk in a circle, then go backward across the spot where you encountered the cat and count to 13.
Jeez.
So those people who are really into it have actually
done
devised a formula to
Jeez.
counteract it. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Now, if a black cat is walking toward you, that's supposed to be good luck.
Oh, yeah, I've never heard that one.
But
Huh.
if it comes up to you, turns around and walks away, then it's taking all your good luck with it.
Oh, my, you better chase it down.
Now, to me, the freakiest one, and I know I've seen this on television, is the one about the cats sucking the breath from newborn babies.
Yeah, and I've heard that. I still think people believe that today.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they won't let a cat around a newborn baby.
Right.
Huh.
So I would imagine that probably started because perhaps there was an incident somewhere, sometime, where a cat maybe perched itself on the baby's face and it couldn't breathe.
Yeah, maybe.
And it just carried from there. They just,
Yeah.
carried it that's what it did. So I don't quite understand that because a cat is alive and breathing itself, why it would need to suck. But I guess that's implying that it is the devil's. And of course, go back to the witchcraft days in Salem, 1692, to have a black cat.
Yeah.
You were definitely in league with the devil because that was your familiar.
Yeah.
And the familiar just meant that it took the shape of a cat, but in fact was actually a demon or, some evil creature. So, there's a lot of history with that. Now, interestingly enough, I think we talked about the nautical superstitions last summer, didn't we?
Yes.
Well, a cat on board is actually believed to bring good luck on a voyage.
I've heard that because the sailors like them because they keep the rats and the mice, I guess, down.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what they should have had on the last few Carnival ships. I don't know.
There you go. It didn't have any.
Right?
No, there was no luck there.
No, three in a row. I mean, I don't know. Boy, it's time to do something. But you know how cat washes itself?
Yeah.
And it licks its paws, and dogs do to some degree. But if a cat is trying to wash its ears and it's kind of cringing its shoulder to its ears, that's supposed to indicate that rain is coming very soon.
Oh, okay. I'll have to see how correct that is. Better than some of these weather guys.
Yeah. Is that true? That's a good job for reincarnation. Come back as a weather person. You never have to be right, and you still get paid.
Yeah.
Right? Well, it's either going to snow, rain, or the sun will be out.
Yeah.
But now, another thing is if a cat is just washing its face in your living room or your den, wherever your TV room is, that means company is on its way.
Oh,
surprise company.
Oh, lock the doors.
Lock the doors and turn up the recording of the howling.
Yeah.
Now, a cat who's constantly sneezing, that's a good sign because that means you're coming into money.
Oh, okay.
You got to find that cat, stick some pepper under its nose. Oh.
That's a cat.
Now, we talked about that old black cat again.
That old black cat.
This one I think is really.
This has to be the last one, Carlotta. What?
Okay, a bride who's getting married on her wedding day. If a black cat happens to sneeze near her on her wedding day, she's going to have the best luck anybody could ever have.
Oh wow! Hey, Carlotta, give your website out again.
Yes, it's www.holtonhorrorandmore.com.
Well, this was too short, Carlotta, because I'd like to maybe get you back again. We could cover this again.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thank you so much, Carlotta Holton.
Great. Have a great night.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow, that went fast. Okay, well, I have to wrap this 1 hour up, my only hour this evening. Be back tomorrow, and you have been listening to The Jack Evans Show, WMBS Uniontown.